Hey, thank you for not believing in me. Yes, Lord. Anybody listening right now, don't never let nobody opinion of you determine yourself.
What's going on, everybody? It is your dude, Lorenzo, and I am coming to you with another Let That Marinate podcast episode. And I am just so grateful and so thankful for today. It's been kind of a lazy day. It's been a lazy couple of days for me, man. This weather here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, this rainy weather, gloomy weather, just got me all lazy, man. But nevertheless, I still get up and move around and, do my workout and just try to make the best of make the best of the day. Can't even talk. Make the best of the day, as much as I can. You know what I mean? So today's going to be a good day, regardless. And I hope you're having a good day so far as well. Man, so much to talk about, right? So much going on in the world, and one of the things that's going on has got a lot of people kind of going crazy is the Shannon Sharpe situation. Now, for those of you who don't know who Shannon Sharpe is, I'm pretty sure you do, but just in case, the ones who don't, Shannon Sharpe is a former NFL player. He was a tight end. He played for the Broncos. He played for the Ravens, won a championship with both teams. He's a Hall of Famer. And, of course, I think he's one of the best to ever do it, right? He goes on to become a sports commentator, and he's actually great at that as well. Like he talks about you know, all of the sports, and you could tell that he does his research and because he's able to break down like, everything regarding the game, no matter what it is, whether it's basketball, baseball, even golf, you know what I mean? Like there's he he's a real sports journalist, so he's amazing at what he does. He was on the uh Fox Sports. He was one of the co-hosts for the show Undisputed, and I think a lot. Uh, I think that's where a lot of people know him from because he's had some great moments on that show. He was there with Skip Bayless. The show actually ended up getting taken off the air. Not sure why. Um, it's a lot of speculation, but of course, based on the things that I was seeing on that show, I kind of felt like Shannon Sharpe was going to walk away anyway because we all know Skip Bayless, which by the way, he's a great journalist as well. His biggest thing is debate, and that's what Undisputed was. It was a sports debate, and you know Skip can debate with the best of them, but there are times he got reckless at the mouth. He's known for that. He can get reckless at the mouth, and he said some things on the show to Shannon Sharpe that I thought was a bit disrespectful. Therefore, I I assume that's what made Shannon Sharpe walk away from the show. And of course, after he walked away, they tried to continue with the show, but it just wasn't the same. So it ultimately led to the show being taken off the air. He's now on ESPN on First Take. And he's been doing a great job with that. And, shouts out to Stephen A for helping him get on. But man, I got to tell you, his personal life, yeah, man. So some of y'all probably remember the little video clip uh, that was on his Instagram story, you know, and it's I mean it's a video, but you can't see anything. You can hear it. He was getting it in. He was getting it in with somebody named Michelle. And I know that to be a fact because that's what that's he called her Michelle. He said, "That's my Michelle. That's my Michelle." So I mean, and what's crazy is he he said that it was an accident. It was quite a few excuses. Said it was an accident. Said somebody somebody had his account, I guess, and hit record or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about all that. Uh, because I don't see how you can just accidentally hit record while you're getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, maybe his big toe pressed record while he was, in a certain position. I don't know, but it's out there. He put it out there, and and everybody heard it. Everybody heard it. I mean, but he did go on Twitter. Well, not Twitter, but he did his podcast show with Ocho Cinco, and he said it. He was like, "Hey, what you heard was a healthy, active male, getting it in. It is what it is." So he's, at least he didn't deny it. He didn't deny it. He didn't say, "No, that wasn't me." No, he admitted that it was him. Good for him. That he took ownership of that. Um, but still, it was kind of wild. It was kind of wild. And now there's a new thing that's out, um, about him and this young lady. And when I say young, I mean young. I think she's 19 or 20, something like that. And that's the part that kind of had me tripping, right? First of all, I think he was being sued for sexual allegation. Um, but then some audio clips came out, you know, uh, with him and the young lady having a conversation, and clearly, from the conversation, you can tell that they had a relationship. You can tell that there was more going on between them. It wasn't rape. It was sound like they been getting it in for a while, and it was a mutual thing. It was consensual. But I gotta be honest, man. This dude is 56 years old. He's a retired athlete, successful, rich, and he was on the brink of signing a $100 million deal, right? To I guess it's in relations to his Club Shay podcast, the other podcast he has with Ocho Cinco. Like, he's been doing great, in the social media spectrum with the podcast. He's been doing great, and so I understand why he was offered $100 million. You know, because why wouldn't you want to work with someone that is doing amazing things with his platform? So yes, of course, there's a lot of people that want to, connect with him and you know, do business with him. So yeah, I get it. But it's just funny how once that came out, here comes the allegations, right? And from my understanding, the lawsuit was encouraged by a lawyer who also was encouraging a young lady to come forth about some sexual allegations against Jay-Z. And of course, Jay-Z was like, "Yeah, no, I'm going to defend myself against this. You're not going to do this to me." Shannon Sharpe said the same thing. "No, yeah, I'm going to sue you for defamation." Right? And I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, don't you're not gonna, I think anybody who has those types of allegations, being put out there about them, then yes, I feel that you should defend yourself, 100%. But dude is 56, messing around with someone that young. That's just kind of weird to me. It's kind of weird, and I'm not judging. I mean, you like what you like, I guess. and he said that. He said, I like what I like. I just don't see how someone that successful, that rich, someone with that big of an influence, like, I'm sure at some point you knew that somewhere along the line you was gonna it, something crazy was gonna happen to try to stop you from succeeding and evolving and elevating. Something was gonna, come up, to block whatever blessing you may have coming. And here we are. And I got and a part of me feels sorry for him, because it's always good to see, you know, black men come up in the world, you know, always going to support that. But then again, a part of me doesn't feel sorry for him because I'm like, you know better. You know better. Like, come on, man, you know better. You know you cannot. It's certain things that you cannot do. And if you're gonna do it, then at least keep it private, right? At least at least keep it private. And I'm gonna be honest, man. We've all done some crazy things in our lifetime. We've all involved ourselves in situations and you know all kinds of nonsense that we wish we didn't do. But at the time we did it, we're not really thinking. We're not really thinking about what could happen, the possibilities of it being put out there, and yeah, I get it. It's sometimes when you're when it comes to your personal life and you're trying to enjoy yourself and you're trying to live your best life, that's pretty much all you're doing. That's all you're doing. You're just living, and for someone like him who's retired and he's I think he's still single, uh he's got all of these great things happening for him, you know yeah, I'm sure he's he's trying to live life. He's trying to live his best life, live a happy life, enjoy the things that he likes to do, um as well as he should enjoy himself. He should enjoy his life. But man, you got to be careful though. You got to be careful because you just never know these days. And I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be careful with some things. I'm trying to be mindful of some things that I may say because we you you got to be careful nowadays. You can't say certain things and because you don't want to get canceled, and I don't want to get canceled not this early. I'm an up and coming actor. I'm up and coming with the podcast. So I don't want to get canceled. But I will say this. Um we've seen this sort of thing happen before, right? We've seen this sort of thing happen before when you involve yourself in situations that could potentially hinder you. Jonathan Majors, perfect example. This dude was on his way to becoming one of the biggest stars out there, one of the biggest actors. Like he was on his way, man. And I still wish him the best. I hope that his comeback will be one of the greatest comebacks because he's a great actor. Seems like a great dude. Um, but if you remember the situation that happened with him, where he got involved in an altercation, um, he's seen on video running from the girl, the young woman he was with, because he's trying to avoid certain stuff. However, because of that incident, they said that it was a domestic violence dispute, and that's what caused him to lose out. That's Marvel had got rid of him, and it's been hard for him to get work after that. He seems to be doing better now, which is good. You know, it is, and it's very inspiring because it shows you that you can still bounce back. You can still make a comeback, and when you do, you just got to come back better than ever. You know, learn your lesson and just move on and grow. For Shannon Sharpe, I hope he learned his lesson. Now, I don't know what ESPN is going to do with him. There's talks of him possibly being removed. Who knows? I hope not, but we've seen too many situations like this happen, and the outcome is never good. So I hope he keeps his job at ESPN. I really do. I hope he can continue to go on and be successful and do great things. But it's just crazy. It's just crazy how anytime a person is trying to make big moves, here comes all of these allegations from the past, you know, all of these crazy things that you got yourself into. Now all of a sudden it's coming out. Everything is coming out. And again, we've seen this. We've seen this sort of thing happen. We've seen it. We've seen it happen to some of the greatest people that we grew up loving and admiring. You know, they were trying to make some great. They was trying to make some things happen, but then something from the past came out and stopped all that. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this doesn't happen to Shannon Sharpe. I really don't. Um, but unfortunately, it's out there. It's here, and now he has to deal with it. And I'm sure ESPN is gonna move accordingly. You know. Um, but yeah, man, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. And we all got a past. We all have a past. You know, we all have a past. We've all done some crazy things in our lifetime. It's just sad that when you're trying to move on and you're trying to be better than the person that you were before, here comes the past. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we can't. It's unfortunate that we have to worry about, you know, what's going to happen, you know, in the midst of us trying to grow and elevate. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. But yeah, I hope Shannon Sharpe comes out and, you know, he comes out on top on this, and, you know, I hope things get worked out, and I'm really hoping that he's able to go on and just do great things and, you know, continue to be successful. So anyway, man, it's my time. You know, that's the episode for today. I just I just had to come on and talk about that because it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, everything's gonna be all right. But anyway, y'all have a great day. I hope y'all tune in, tap in, check out the episode. It's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be on Spotify. So if you haven't subscribed to YouTube, please do. If you haven't followed me yet on my social media platforms, please do so. Just type in my name, Lorenzo Darden. Every platform that has my name and has my actual face, follow, 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 follow. Let's stay connected. Y'all have a great day. Let that marinate.
Hey, thank you for not believing in me. Yes, Lord. Anybody listening right now, don't never let nobody opinion of you determine yourself.